Namaskar. Welcome back to the example number 12 for the event marriage prospects. This example we discussed in the previous video with the help of the EPS table. We studied on a male chart about his destiny prospects on the marriage. Actually, that destiny for the marriage is moderate with obstacles, and though it is not denying of marriage or it is not having any strong unfavorable signification, it can lead to separation also after the marriage, but it is indicating some weakness in the marital life, but also it is also indicating delayed marriage. So we had a detailed discussion in the previous video with the help of the EPS table. The same chart we are going to study with the help of the PILT table in this video. Let us examine the example number 12 with the help of the PILT table. Example 12, moderate marriage prospects, and also it is delayed marriage. So we will discuss with the help of the PILT table in this video. This is the birth chart of that male native. Now let us examine the PILT table for the marriage prospects and also destiny prospects and also timing of event. So let me select use EPS colors and KP check all and self-significators. When you check the self-significators, we could see that Ketu is red, light red. Actually, it should be given dark red, 8th occupant and 6th cuspal sublord would have been given dark red. Anyway, light red. And Venus is mixed one, and Sun is also mixed. Sun is 9th lord occupying 8th house, representing Ketu mixed. It is weak because of it is mixed one, because 9th lord. And Moon is also weak. And Mars is mixed 5th lord, 9th occupant, 12th lord, and 10th star lord. Rahu, Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury, all are favorable. Out of them, Mercury is 7th cuspal sublord with a good house grouping, but because of the 4, 8, 12 cuspal star lord and 8th star lord, instead of giving dark green, it has been given light green. So, we could see that unfavorable or mixed key planets or 3, 4 planets are present. So, we have to keep this in mind when these planets are ruling the levels. Definitely they will give trouble or obstacles, that we have to keep it in mind. Other planets which are having favorable, if they are getting these planets in their supports, especially Ketu in supports, definitely Ketu and Moon, those planets, even favorable strength will get obstacles or favorable strength can be reduced. So now what we have to do, we have to check that. You can see by looking at all the planets, many planets are having that pink shade and red also, light red also in supports and rulers also. It indicates that, okay, overall, it is indicating some weak prospects on the, or moderate prospects on the marriage. It is not detrimental or not, that we have to check with the destiny. Which is the destiny planet? Mercury. Look at Mercury. How is Mercury? Mercury is good in its own sign and it is having good significations, Mercury. And star lord is Moon. Moon is light red, but look at the Moon signification, 8th lord and 10th occupant and 6th star lord. This 2 and 6 is for the professional prospects, because this is 2, 6, 10 are talking about the professional, that is Karma Trikon. So that way, but still 8th lord occupying 10th house is weak. That to 7th sublord in the star of this one, it is indicating some weakness, obstacles, or delay. It is indicated by the Moon. But that Moon is getting the support of the Jupiter. Jupiter is a blue planet. It means 1, 7, 3, and 11 also present, and also Venus also there. Venus also mixed one. So Moon is having some weakness, but Moon strength is getting reduced, unfavorable reduced by Rahu. Rahu is a strong, good key planet. 2nd occupant and 7th star lord, and representing Saturn is very good key planet. So Rahu is good. So representing Saturn. And sublord is Jupiter again. So Jupiter itself is playing role at the sublord. It is also mixed planet. And star lord of the sublord again, Rahu. Rahu is playing at 2 levels. It is good. So it means what? 7th cuspal sublord planet and 7th lord also Mercury the star of a planet which is causing obstacles and delay, but star lord of the star lord is supportive, and Jupiter also having supportive signification, and that Jupiter itself is ruling at the sub-level and forming ruler link. So that way it is good, and moreover, that Jupiter is having Mercury, Rahu, Saturn, all the key planets that Jupiter is having. So that Rahu is a strong favorable key planet that is also playing. So it means what? Destiny is supportive with delay, but it is not indicating any separation or struggles. You can see Rahu, sublord is Jupiter 1, 4, 6, 7, 3, 11, 4, and 10, and star lord is having some weakness. If you look at the star lord and sublord's signification, definitely Lagna will face lack of affection and harmony also it can feel, but it is supportive for the professional prospect. So that native will be more interested in the business prospects, and there will be lack of affection in the marital life also, but somehow that will be supported by the fourth level planet Rahu. Rahu is favorable. So marriage is promised with delay. So that is the destiny. So now what we have to do, we have to check the Dasa Lord in which Dasa, the native got married, and whether Dasa Lord is having that unfavorable key planets of the destiny or favorable key planets of the destiny, that we have to check. Now, Dasa Lord in which the native got married was Saturn Mahadasa. Saturn Mahadasa, at what age it started, let us check. Saturn Dasa started at 22 years. So Saturn Dasa started with the marriageable age itself. This native is a doctor, so he took more time for the completing the studies and all everything. He wanted to settle in the business in his own profession. So that is also one of the reasons. But even if it is indicating such importance to the profession, but people will get married and afterwards also they will complete their studies, or they can do their profession. So why such delay will happen? Only when the destiny is indicating such delay, and also that dasa periods also indicating such significations. So that's what we have to keep it in mind. Destiny already giving delay, we already studied. Now Dasa Lord Saturn. Dasa Lord Saturn, whether it is favorable or not. Yes, Dasa Lord Saturn. Saturn is good key planet, representing Rahu also, because Rahu in the sign of Saturn is good. Star level is Venus. Venus is a mixed planet, right? Venus is a mixed key planet, but Venus is having Mercury, Rahu, and Saturn. All the good key planet. Rahu, Saturn, Rahu, Saturn in the sign of, Rahu in the sign of Saturn. So Saturn, Rahu, both are favorable. These two planets are strong favorable key planets that are all playing role in supports of this planet, in addition to that seventh sublord Mercury. So Venus is having some mixed significations, but it is having favorable key planet in supports. That too, Saturn is forming ruler link. So that way it is good. All levels are influenced by the Saturn. So Dasa Lord is favorable for the marriage prospects. So that way we are able to identify in the Dasa Lord which are the favorable key planets making the Dasa Lord is favorable. Dasa Lord itself, Saturn itself is good key planet, and Saturn means automatically Rahu will come, because Rahu also representing Saturn, and Rahu also a good key planet. Saturn and Rahu. And comes, check the rulers, which are the rulers are making that the Dasa Lord supportive. Venus, yes, Venus is good, but it has got 6 and 12 and haven't got all the good key planets. What about Star Lord of the Star Lord? Mars, and two levels are ruled by same planet, Mars. Mars is 5th Lord occupying 12th house, 12th Lord and Star Lord for 10th house. This is having that when compared to the Venus, this grouping is not very strong, but when compared to the Venus, unfavorable is also not very strong, because here 6th Lord occupying 10th house and 12th sublord. But here only 12th Lord not supported at the OCC, but the 10th sublord, 10th Star Lord. So 5 and 9 is good. That Mars is getting this Rahu and Saturn. Both are present in the supports. That way it is good. And also it has got Sun. Sun is also 9th Lord occupying 8th house. That is also having some weakness. You can see Mars also has got Venus. Sorry, Sun and Ketu in its rulers. So that is also indicating weakness. But if they are all playing one of their level, then it will be more unfavorable. Anyway, Saturn is a good key planet, and comes blue color Mars and Venus. These three are the favorable key planets which are making the Dasa Lord Saturn favorable for the marriage. In addition to that, we found that other key planets are in the supports, that is further supporting, right? So now we have to check the Bukti Lord, which Bukti is favorable. So in Saturn Dasa, Saturn Bukti itself is a marriageable age only, but it is not strong enough to conduct the marriage during its own Bukti, because Bukti Lord should be stronger. And definitely Mercury in the star of moon, Mercury itself is a primary cuspal sublord key planet, and in the star of moon it is not very strong, so that Mercury cannot support for the marriage during its Bukti, right? And it is also not having Venus and Mars in its rulers. Suppose the rulers are having other key planets, and the key planets of the Dasa Lord, if it is present in the support of that Bukti Lord, it is enough. Saturn is a free planet. Saturn cannot play a role at the rulers of the planets, because it's a free planet, it's limited. But Saturn represents Rahu, can play, or Saturn can be there in supports of the Bukti Lord. But that Bukti Lord should be free from the unfavorable key planet. That's what we have to keep it in mind. That too, as I said, if the primary cuspal sublord destiny planet itself is having some weakness, that Bukti Lord will not be strong enough to give the event during its Bukti. That you have to keep it in mind. So Saturn is the Dasa, then Mercury is not strong, and Ketu definitely will not give. Then comes Venus. Venus has got Saturn in its supports. Yes, that is in the sublord. So Venus is a good planet. It has got Saturn itself in the rulers. That is good. So sublord itself is playing. But Venus planet is the source, and effect is Mars. So Venus, Mars, Sun. So we have to check what Venus is good in the star of Mars. We have to check it. Venus planet is sixth lord. Source is okay. Sixth lord 11. I mean, it is having mixed significator. Star lord is Mars. Mars is fifth lord, 12th lord occupying 9th house and 10th occupant, and has got the Rahu in its supports. So that way it can see that planet Mars, Venus is sixth lord. Mars is having that 5 and 12. It is also having 12th house. It has got some weakness, source effect combination. And moreover, you can see Mars has got Ketu and Sun in its rulers. We check now in the Dasa Lord, the key planet, Venus and Mars both are repeatedly playing, and Venus is got the 6, 11, 10 with mixed signification. That is having Mercury, Rahu, and Saturn in 3 key planet in supports. It is not having Ketu. Whereas Mars is having 5, 12, and 9, unfavorable, comparatively lesser, but it is having that Sun and Ketu in its support, which is weakening the Mars. So that is playing role at the sub-level. Mars is having got the unfavorable also in support. It has got some weakness, but still Saturn is forming ruler link to the levels. That way it is good. So we have to keep it in waiting list. Source is talking with 6th house, 6th lord, 12th sublord in the star of a planet Mars. Mars is 5th lord, 12th lord. It is not bad, but it is 12 is supporting to the 6th house. But in moreover, that Mars is having that Sun, Ketu in their rulers, right? Sun and Ketu are, 9 and 8 representing Ketu. That Ketu is strongly unfavorable. That is playing role at the star level. And moreover, that moon, Mars in the star of Sun itself, that Sun represents Ketu, it is weak. So there is weak only at the star level, but Sun is only at the 2A level. Because of the sublord, Saturn is becoming stronger. So let us keep waiting list. Next one is the Sun. Sun planet, as we discussed, Sun is 9th lord. It has got Ketu in its support. It is weak. Source is 9th lord, having got some weakness. Star level is Venus. Sun in the star of Venus. Venus is 6th lord 11. That's what we discussed already. Sun is 9th lord in the star of your planet. Venus is 6th lord, and what is that? Venus 11th Lord. So, ninth Lord is going to get support of the 11th. 6 is not going to influence the 9, right? That we have to keep it in mind. So, then moreover, Venus is having Mercury, Rahu, and Saturn in its supports, and there is no Ketu in the star lord. In the Dasa lord, Venus is the star lord of the Dasa lord. That Venus is the comparatively better good key planet, making that Saturn is supportive, favorable. And then the Mars. Mars is, when compared to Venus, has got some weakness, but that Mars is having Sun and Ketu in support, so it is getting weakness. So because of that, that Venus at the star level is comparatively better than the Mars at the star level. Here Mars is getting weakness from the Sun. Here Venus is getting strength from the Mars. You can see Venus, star lord is Mars. That Mars is having that strength. It is supporting to the Mars, supporting to the Venus with 5 and 9. But also 12 also will be supporting on the unfavorable side, but is only at the 2A level. And the unfavorable also present, that is only at the 2A level planet. Ketu is not there at the star level, and all the favorable key planets are at the star level. Okay, that way the star level, Venus is comparatively better than the Mars. But what about the sublord? Saturn is directly playing. But in place of Saturn, Rahu is playing. Rahu also important key planet. So that way, Rahu also passing ruler link to the planet level, star level, and 2A level, sub level. All levels are having a Rahu also. And again, Mars is coming. So Mars on its own, it is good only, but only through supports, it is having weakness. But that Mars is only at the 2A level and the last level. That way it is good. And moreover, that Mars is not forming, influencing the star level planet by way of supports. That way, Sun planet is comparatively better than the Venus. Why? That Saturn, the Lord's, the Saturn's favorable key planet is Venus and Mars. Out of them, Venus is better than the Mars because of this and absence of unfavorable Ketu, and also Saturn. Saturn represents Rahu. So Saturn, Rahu, Mars, Venus, that is Venus is better than Mars. These are the favorable key planets, and that Sun in the star of Venus itself and Rahu represents Saturn is playing role. The confusion will be between Venus and Sun. If you open that EPS table and check it, you will find how far that level-wise study will be forming the difference. So we can easily find it. So Sun is better than Venus. Okay, then what about Moon? Moon in the star of Rahu is fine, but Moon is not good, and having got the unfavorable in supports also. And star level Rahu is fine, but sub level Venus is present, and as we said, all the, as I already discussed, Moon, Ketu, all are framing unfavorable, so that is not very strong. And Mars. So look at Mars. Mars, all levels rolled by pink shade, it is not going to be favorable. And Rahu itself, I'm taking whether, I mean, we are checking all the planets, their strength, because strongest Bukti will be supportive for the event. And also this will be useful in finding the planet, which are the planets are favorable, that can act as the antra also. No? So that's what, without leaving any planet, we are checking all the planets. Rahu in the star of Mars, that Mars already we discussed having got Ketu, and Moon is also at the last level, and Rahu is fine. Rahu is the good key planet in the star of Mars. Mars is talking about some weakness, and 2A level, this is not good, and sub-level planet is Mercury favorable. But this, if you look at this grouping, this has got weakness, when last level, that Moon itself is not good, right? And Jupiter. Jupiter is good, star level, these are all good, sub-level also good. But only the problem with the this planet, Jupiter is the planet which is Lagna Lord, 4th Lord. Okay, source is good only. Star level planet Rahu. Rahu represents Saturn is good, but it has got Ketu in its supports. And the important key planet, what is the key planet of the Dasa Lord? In Saturn, Dasa Lord, Mars and Venus. So Mars only at the 2A level is playing. Venus is not playing. And also Moon is playing at the last level. And star level has got some weakness by way of Ketu. That is one weakness at this planet. And the source planet also having got 1, 4, 6, 4, and 10. It has got 4 and 10 now that Jupiter is forming ruler link to the other levels also. Some weakness are there in the Jupiter that can be easily found with the EPS table study. So now the planet which are having the strong favorable key planet are the Dasa Lord Saturn, Venus, Mars, or Rahu, that is the Sun. And other planet is Venus. Venus is also favorable because of the sublord Saturn, but some weakness at the star level. But Sun is comparatively better than the Venus, as we discussed, because of the star level is good and free from the Ketu, and sublord is Rahu, that Rahu represents Saturn, also forming ruler link. So that native got married during Saturn Dasa, Sun Bugdi, and Venus Antra. I think you're able to understand. So studying with the PILT table just with the self-signification and rulers link will be difficult initially unless and otherwise get good command and the EPS table analysis. And you can sort out the planets which are all okay favorably present, and 2, 3 planets we can immediately eliminate, and we can see 3 planets we can the waiting list, and the remaining planets out of them which is better. Open that EPS table and level wise we check and combine with the PILT table with the rulers link and all. That will give more clarity. I think you are able to understand, because planet star level combined study supported by the sublord and free from the unfavorable key planets, all these things we have to check it. Sometimes charts will be easier, sometimes will be it will have such combined will study only will be more useful, and influence of the favorable unfavorable key planet in supports also will be significantly playing. I think you're able to understand. We'll meet in the next video. Good luck.